Stop writing resolutions you'll forget by February. Today, I'm giving you a pre-built Claude AI project that acts as your personal chief strategy officer. You don't need to write any prompts. You just upload this file, answer some questions, and it'll generate a complete 2026 vision for you. Let's talk about why most resolutions fail. First, there's no anchoring to why. Number two, it's too ambitious too fast. Number three is willpower depletion. Number four, there's no shift in your identity. Number five, your environment is unchanged. And number six, there's no accountability structure. So let's talk about resolutions versus a vision. A resolution is a task to complete. I'm going to exercise 3 times a day. A vision is an identity to become. The core difference is action versus an identity change. What will I do versus what will I become? And only 9% succeed at resolutions. Nearly half of those are abandoned by the end of January. Vision-based goals are more effective. Simply writing down goals makes them 1.4 times more likely to be achieved. So let's jump into the Claude project that I have for you. The only thing I would ask is if you use this, put your vision statement down in the comments and give me a like to let me know that you used it. I'm not asking for an email or anything in exchange for this free resource that I'm giving you to use with your Claude account. Okay, so I'm logged into Claude, and I will tell you this does take a paid account to get access to projects, which is what you're going to use for this vision generation tool. Projects give you an additional leverage on the AI, and it's totally worth it, even if you just sign up for a month and use it a little bit with your vision and then cancel later on. I'm here in Claude. This is the Claude homepage. I'm going to go right over here to these folder looking things. This is your projects. I'm going to click on projects, and then I'm going to click new project. So I'm going to give this a name, and then we're going to say, what are you trying to achieve? And this is going to be vision generation with Claude. All right. So we're going to create a project. Now, the power of how this works with a Claude project is we're going to give it some instructions. And these instructions are going to be very specific for what I call excavating a vision out of you. It's down there somewhere and we need to get it out. So there's a link in the description that'll take you directly to this, but it's going to look kind of weird if you're not used to something called Markdown. It's got stars and hashes in it. Those are totally fine. What that does is it defines the structure of this document. So I'm just going to select all and copy all of that. And I'm going to drop that right in here into my instructions. There's quite a bit of text, but that's where that goes. So I'm going to hit save instructions. Now you're all set up. You're done. You're ready to go here. Okay. So I'm just going to walk through vision. I'm actually going to do this for my YouTube channel and see where I can generate a vision for how I work with my YouTube channel. I just type, let's go. Anything to let Claude know that you're ready to create your vision. So it's going to think here a second. It's going to go through that information we put into the instructions. Before we dive in, I want to check where you're coming from. Stepping into this fresh. Yep, I'm going to do, yep, fresh. This will work with the memory in your Claude account. So if you've already generated one, it'll probably look at your memory and see what's there. If not, what do you want? Don't filter it. Don't spiritualize it. Just tell me exactly what's on your mind. I want to do a better job at building my YouTube accounts. That's going to be super generic and it's not going to like that. It's going to ask me more questions, which is the whole point of this. All right. I want to help others with automation and AI. I also want to generate leads for my business, which is originally what I started using YouTube for back in 2019. I think it was. What does that actually look like when it's working? Who are you helping? What changes them because of your content? I've heard from some of my subscribers that they come and they watch my videos and they're able to build and succeed with the videos by themselves without any help from me. And that excites me because I want to invest in people and I want to help them grow their skills and using automation AI for their businesses. That's a real thing. Someone watches what you made, builds something that works. You never even know about them until they tell you. That's a particular kind of joy in that. Stay with that feeling for a second. When you say want to invest in people and help them grow in their skills, what does that give you? What's underneath the satisfaction of growing, knowing someone succeeded because of something you created? I came to a realization a few years ago that a lot of the things that I build are very temporary. They're not like a hospital that's built or a school that's built that stands for 100 years or more. The technology I built is really disposable technology. My goal is to build technology that's going to be thrown away. Then that's not a long lasting goal. That's not a legacy I leave behind. So I want to spend my time pouring into people, even if it's people I don't know. I want to pour into them and teach them and help them learn new skills. Technology is temporary, but the people aren't. Make scenario gets depreciated, a workflow gets replaced. But the person who learned how to think about automation, who developed the skill and confidence to build, that stays. So your YouTube channel isn't really about YouTube. It's a vehicle before leaving something that outlasts disposable technology. Yep. Let me push a little deeper. When you imagine yourself at the end of your life, looking back at a legacy of people you've poured into, the people whose capacity grew because you invested in them, what does that say about you? What does it prove or settle or fulfill? I don't necessarily know what it says about me. It doesn't really prove anything other than I was willing to invest in other people and think of other people first. Really doesn't, I don't know what it fulfills because a lot of these people I never meet. So I'm not sure. It's an honest answer. And the fact you're not immediately reaching for something, it proves about you that it's worth noticing. A lot of people, when you dig this deep, land on it, proves I mattered or it proves I wasn't wasted. It means I wasn't wasted. You're not saying that. But let me come from another angle. You said you want to think of other people first. Where did that value come from? Is there a moment, a person, or experience that shaped that into something central for you? I would say that comes from my Christian faith and following Jesus Christ and letting him be the Lord of my life, putting people first, just like he did. The root is following Jesus by loving the people the way he did. And YouTube happens to be a vehicle that lets you do that at scale. And that's true. With people you never meet in a way that outlasts the disposable tech you build. It's a different foundation than I need more subscribers or I want to grow my business. It changes what success looks like. Let me ask you this. If the YouTube channel grew significantly and generated plenty of leads, but you had no evidence that anyone was actually transformed, no messages, no changed lives, just metrics, would that feel like a success? I don't know. I don't get a lot of comments now. I think people come and they get the answer they need and they leave. So the comments don't necessarily drive me. I wish people would leave more comments, but that's really not why I do it. I just know that people are consuming it and using it, even if they don't. So you're already living in that tension, pouring out without much feedback, trusting in the impact is real, even when it's invisible. That takes a certain kind of faith. Here's what I want to name. You've described a calling that's genuinely others-centered, rooted in following Jesus, and detached from needing validation through comments or recognition. That's healthy soil. But you also mentioned generating leads for your business. That's not a bad thing. Your work deserves to sustain you. I want to make sure we're clear on how those two motivations live together. When the help people motivation, the generate leads motivation pull in different directions. Say a video would really serve people but wouldn't attract your ideal client, where content would convert well, but it feels thin on real value. How do you navigate that? I generally just push through and publish the video and start working on the next one. I don't really get hung up about that. And quite honestly, the videos that I thought would have huge impact had very little, and I got very few views and likes and comments from it. There's something in that you poured into videos you believed in, content you thought would really help people, and the response didn't match what you expected. How did that land for you? Not practically, but internally. I felt like I was spinning my wheels and that I wasn't helping people enough to be able to do it. But on the other side of things, even 200 or 300 people watching a video is 200 or 300 people that I helped, or at least, half of those watched it enough to be helped. So I'm still at it, and I've done it for about 6 years now. So first I felt like I wasn't helping people enough to be able to do it. There's this threshold in your mind, some number that would make this feel legitimate, sustainable, worth continuing. Second, you immediately corrected yourself. Even 200 or 300 people is still people I helped. That's real tension. Part of you measures scale. Part of you knows that scale isn't the point. Here's the question underneath both. What would enough look like? Not the number, but what would have to be true for you to feel like this work is doing what it meant to? Quite honestly, I got a comment from somebody about a month ago that said, "Hey, I watch all your videos, love the content, work through them all, build stuff, and I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate it." Because I heard from that one person, I know there's other people out there just like that. So that makes it worth it. Comment carried a lot of weight, gave you not just encouragement, but confirmation, evidence you believe was happening in invisible space. You're not driven by metrics. You don't need applause. You're sustained by the belief that people are being helped, even when you can't see it. When you do see it, even once, it's enough to keep you from going another stretch. That's faith-based motivation. You're planting without demanding to see the harvest. But here's what I want to push gently. You come in saying you want to do a better job with YouTube. We've established the why is solid. So what is actually broken? Is it the strategy, the consistency, the content? I feel like the content is broken. It's not landing a lot. And then the consistency, because it is hard, it does become a grind. It's still worth it to me. Okay, so the calling feels intact. You sense God still has you here. Real grind. The grind is real, but you're not looking for an exit. The issue is content itself isn't connecting the way you believe it could. Before we go tactical on content strategy, I want to make sure we finish the evaluation. You said earlier that videos you thought would have a huge impact fell flat. That means there's a gap between what you perceive as valuable and what your audience is actually hungry for. Here's the harder question. Is it possible that what you most want to teach isn't what people most need to learn? Probably. Not because your instincts are wrong, but because the doorway that gets people in the room might be different from the deeper thing you want to give them once they're here. It's very possible that that is true, but I have yet to be able to figure out if that is true or if it's my presentation style or if it's my way of thinking. I don't know yet. Is there any part of you that's afraid of what it would mean if you figured this out and it actually worked? The channel grew significantly. The leads came in, the impact scaled. Is there anything in you that resists that? Nope. Root calling is clear. Following Jesus by investing in people, teaching them skills that outlast the disposable technology you build. You're not doing this for validation, metrics, or applause. You're sustained by faith that the impact is real, even when it's invisible, and confirmed by the occasional glimpse of what's working. The intention is proven. 6 years of showing up through the grind demonstrates you've crossed from wanting to deciding. The friction is in the means. Your content isn't landing consistently, and you're not sure if it's the topic selection, presentation style, or something else you can't see yet. That's not a crisis of calling. That's a craft problem, and the craft problems are solvable. Here's what I suggest as a next step, rather than me helping you brainstorm content strategy. You might benefit from getting outside eyes on your channel, someone who can watch with fresh perspective and tell you what they see and what you can't. All right, I'll give you what you're walking away with. My excavated vision. You're called to invest in people through teaching, helping them build skills and capacity that outlast the disposable technology you create. This flows directly from following Jesus, who puts people first. YouTube is the current vehicle, not the destination. Success isn't measured in metrics, but in transformation, even when invisible. What's not broken? Your why, your faithfulness, your willingness to keep showing up. What needs attention is the craft of the content, figuring out the gap between what you want to give and what your audience is ready to receive. When you're ready to work on the means, the strategy, and the presentation side, that's different work. Okay. For today, the foundation is solid. You're not spinning your wheels on the wrong thing. You're doing the right work imperfectly, which is how it always starts. That's true. Anything you want to capture or clarify before you go? See if there's anything left here. I did not think this video was going to be this long. That's the vision project. Again, went longer than I thought, but I think it was good. I hope you enjoyed this. I am not normally that transparent, especially on camera, for the world to see. So I hope that was beneficial to you. I think you heard my goal is to help others and be beneficial to them. And so I hope this project helps you. I hope you create a vision for 2026 and beyond that is lasting, that gives you a person to become rather than a task to do. And so thank you for watching. This was a very different one, but you can subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this one. I will hopefully see you next time.